This video is all about the food before and during basic training. When you are being shipped to basic training by your recruiter, you will be given a food voucher for the airport. Use it before you go to the Army pickup area. For Fort Benning, at the Atlanta airport, there will be an escalator next to a food court. As soon as you reach the top, a drill sergeant will not let you go back down again. My recruiter was good, and he gave me the advice to use it before I went to the pickup area. But other people I met did not have such good recruiters. One person I met was told by his recruiter to go check in at the pickup area as soon as he arrived at the airport, and then they would allow him to go get food. This was completely wrong, because they put him on a bus to Fort Benning when he was still hungry. I will use the phrases chow hall and DFAC, which both mean the same thing. DFAC stands for dining facility. When you first arrive at Fort Benning, you will be given a boxed lunch, usually containing fruit snacks, juice box, granola, and chicken. Eat this even if you are not hungry, because you will be awake at reception for over 24 hours, standing in lines, and filling out paperwork, and this may be your last meal until the next day. The DFAC at the reception battalion at Fort Benning is the best DFAC. This is because it had a wide variety of desserts, you could talk quietly with your friends, and you could leave when you are done. In addition, you could choose what entree you wanted from 2 or 3 options. This was the only time that I ever ate ice cream in the dining facility. The other desserts I would eat in basic training, like pudding, muffins, and cookies. And the drill sergeants hardly say anything at all when you're in there. As long as you didn't stay in there for very long and you talk quietly, they for the most part left you alone. The DFAC at your basic training unit is a lot more stressful. You will walk to your table and put your food tray down, and then make a loop and get 2 drinks and sit back down where your tray is. It's easy to lose the person who is standing in front of you in all the commotion and walk right past your tray on accident after you get your drinks, because for the most part, all your food trays look the same. So to avoid that, when I place my tray down, I pull a napkin out of the holder and put it on the tray, so when I come around, I can just look for the napkin. I have been told by people that went to other training companies that they were not allowed to eat dessert, but my company was always allowed. You get 2 drinks for every chow hall meal, one for regular or chocolate milk, and the other is water or a Gatorade mix. You hold them both together and pressed on your chest. I didn't know this until later, but that's the same way that we hold hand grenades, and they do that to teach us. I was in the chow hall when another company was there, and when a trainee accidentally dropped his cup, they all had to yell grenade and go underneath their table, but my company never did that. The mini post-exchange store that was in the infantry training area had a milkshake machine. It is the same one that you see in gas stations called For Real. I had heard rumors that the drill sergeants would let you get 1 milkshake, but every time I went, they never let us have one. A different platoon than mine went to the PX, and when they came back, they all said they were allowed to get a milkshake, but I was in denial because I wished it was me. The lounge that I could use when I graduated basic has a Subway, and that's it. Maybe once a week, they would give us all 1 chocolate protein bar, and many people would try to save it for later in the barracks. If you do this, be sure to dispose of your trash in the trash can by wrapping it in a paper towel or something, so that when a drill sergeant flips over the trash can, it won't just fall out. Before we went on a ruck march, we were given what was called a more meal. It was basically an MRE with food to boost our performance, like caffeine gum, maybe electrolyte gel, and corn nuggets. I never heard of this meal ever again, and can't find anything about it on the internet, so I believe it was just an experiment. But everything in the meal was good. When you are in the field, a detail of trainees will go with the drill sergeant to get food from the DFAC and bring it back to the field. Fort Benning calls this field chow UPU, and other basic training bases call it hot A's. You will get maybe 2 hot meals in the field, but never 3. For Thanksgiving, the drill sergeants will put on their dress uniform and serve you, where it usually would have been one of your fellow trainees serving you. And I believe that this is the first time that we were allowed to talk in the chow hall in basic. The food was exactly the food you eat on Thanksgiving, with turkey, stuffing, and hot chocolate. When you complete the final field training exercise, you will get a warrior's breakfast at the DFAC before you graduate. I can't speak about this because I never had it, and I still didn't get one when I passed infantry training. After the final rucker march of infantry training, you will go to Honor Hill for an infantry ceremony. There, you will share a drink called grog. The drink is whatever the drills want to throw together. I've heard it's a mix of energy drinks. I went to basic during the virus, so we didn't get it. Instead, we put Propel water flavoring in our canteen. And that's everything you need to know about the food in Army basic training.